What's good, travelers? Welcome to Zenkai Station, the dopest podcast in Sector Vibe, bringing you the good times and hypeness personified.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, yo, I'm so sorry. That joke was too smooth. I didn't think it was gonna come out.
Oh, what's poppin'?
That's one way to start the show.
I'm sorry. Shit, I might just keep it.
Forget it at this point. Might as well keep it moving.
Okay. What up, travelers? Yo, it's Senpai Savage. I'm here with my host.
It's the Black Kobayashi. Obviously, I just ate something, so it came right back out. What are other co-hosts out here?
Man, it's your boy. Clearly the hyena, because I'm laughing my ass off. It's your boy, Kurakami.
Good Lord. Welcome to a wild, wacky episode. Nothing too crazy. But yo, vibe check. How y'all feeling today?
You already see my vibe. I don't even gotta say nothing about
good
that.
Food.
I'm good. I'm good.
You know, I ain't gonna front. That actually reminds me I am a little hungry. I might have to catch a snack after this episode. But
about time.
Yeah, bro. Big man gotta eat.
Ain't nothing wrong
True
with
that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We stay hungry over here.
The hunger for more.
That's why they call me Kobayashi. Black Kobayashi, nigga. I'm sorry, that was completely
like a dungeon drag.
Oh my god.
Is that Robin's Revenge?
Yo. What we finna get
What
into?
we finna get into today in this episode, I think we're gonna have a whole lot of fun with. We are talking about should have been main. No.
Should have been main.
Should have been main. Characters who we thought should have been main characters for the story, but also like what does it mean to be like the protagonist? What is a good example of a protagonist? Bad examples? All that stuff we're gonna get into. And yeah, so I guess first things first is, essentially, what is or who is a protagonist? A protagonist is the main character, the MC, for all intents and purposes, the chosen one, the one the story is revolved around. Now, this can actually be done via one character or two or multiple characters as a whole. The story will progress around them and develop, and you'll get to meet other cool characters, whether it be villains, citizens, other heroes, or like good guys per se, and things in between. You meet these other characters and they come along for the ride, and sometimes you end up enjoying them a little bit more than the actual main character. So that begs the question, to start, I guess, who is a bad example of a main character?
Oh, Shinji Ikari. Easily.
Oh, I'm going to stop y'all right there. I'm going to stop y'all right
number
there.
one, all right.
You know what? Here's what happened. If this was a week ago, I would have been like, y'all right. I started watching Evangelion, man. That man had a bad head.
He said he had a bad head.
In all fairness, I'm only on episode 8.
All right.
Okay, then you gotta wait till you finish the whole anime before you put a bid in on that one, bro.
Nah. For what I'm seeing, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna be real with you when I say I was right there with you.
You gotta see the whole joint.
I was
with you too, bro. I definitely was there too.
I'm like, he ain't do nothing wrong. And then the more episodes I started to watch, I'm like, oh, he kind of.
Bitch me.
Yo, you getting a little suspect, my dude. And then more episodes came. I'm like, you're not making good choices, dude. And then more episodes came. I'm like, okay, you're very lost. And then I watched the movie.
I'm like,
trying. You're horrible. You're horrible.
That's what my one friend was saying. But my thing is this. I don't care what it is. If one day my disappeared dad was just like, hey, yo, you gotta save the world. And if you don't, we're all dead. I'd be like, that's crazy. How you doing? I don't care. Get out. Go pipe the mech. I'd be upset. And then if I had to face death almost every day, out of the blue, I'd be a little bit messed up too.
Listen, from my understanding of what he went through, I respect where he comes from. I'm not against where his mindset has been through. But then he has opportunity to change that.
Exactly.
And what does he do? What does he do?
Just makes it worse.
It just makes it worse every time. Like, yo, bro, what do you really want to do with your life? Nothing. Fuck it. Okay. You gotta fuck everybody else in the process?
Yo, quite literally, like, yo, you really, like, damn the world, bro. Just for your own selfish shit? That's crazy. Crazy. You'll get there, Reem. You'll see it,
bro. You'll see it.
You'll see it. Because, like, I kid you not, I was right there with you. I'm like, yo, he really isn't that bad. He's been dealt a bad hand.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing. I'm like, yo, bro, honestly, I would have been like, fuck it too, bro. But then I started looking at him like, man, you had opportunities. It's not like people didn't reach out.
Exactly. Now, granted, some of those adults around them, too, they dropped the ball. They a little fucked up, but...
Everybody ain't nobody perfect.
Damn sure ain't nobody perfect in that series.
No, to the highest degree. Anybody else that should have been main? I mean, I
should not have been main. All right. So before episode, it had to have been 50, 100, or something. I don't know if people will come from it. I did not like Asta from Black Clover. I'm like, I can't. Couldn't do it. I'm like, this.
Here's my thing with that, dog. Like, I respect Asta because he's literally the embodiment of Naruto in a midget magic. But that nigga screams too loud for me sometimes, bro. And it's not even like anything in particular. He just screams and screams.
He is Naruto fused with Rock Lee. And I'm like, I don't think I need that fusion.
No, they can take that back.
Ooh, I just saw Naruto with the bowl cut. We gotta be careful.
Stop it.
Yo.
You got one, Kurakami?
Who shouldn't have been a main character? I mean, are we just talking about, like, main... Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
So, depending on what you want to call the protagonist or the viewpoint character, because that gets a bit messy.
Skewed. Yeah.
I do not think Lucy from Fairy Tail should be the female lead of the show.
I agree with
at
you.
All.
I agree 110% with you.
Because every time I look, it's just like there's no development for her character. And even when she's like, I got stronger, the threat comes and smacks her down. She's like, I'm so weak. It's like, come on, bro.
You know when she's talking about she gets stronger, she either get a whip or she got a fucking another key. Like, that's it.
But look, hold on. Is it weird that I did not consider her a main character because I saw Urza? I
didn't either.
Like, I saw Urza, I'm like, that's a main character. It's her.
So,
but it
that's
starts
the
off
thing
with her,
because technically she's the protagonist. She's the viewpoint character and the female lead of the story. She kind of got the Kagome treatment from Inuyasha. Because Kagome is actually, like, the main character, but it follows Inuyasha.
I hate her.
I dislike her, too.
But, like, I think that's the point about Lucy is, like, we're supposed to be like, okay, we're wandering into this new world. Wow, monsters. But then when you introduce characters who are just so much more, like Natsu from the Rip, you're just like, okay, cool. And then when they had Urza, boss bitch Urza, walk in there.
No cat, bro. I put Happy over her every time.
You better stop.
I really do, bro. Happy be having me in tears,
I'm gonna put them on the
yeah.
same level. They about the same level to me.
Happy can't fight. Everyone in the show can fight but Happy. And they
but
pointed that
out. He was in tears, dog.
But can Urza fly, though? Can she fly? She can't, but guess who can?
That man Happy. And that boy Happy be trying to pull on Wendy's cat. I forget her name. Was it Carla?
Yes.
Carla, yeah.
He stayed trying to pull her, and I'm like, all right, Happy, I see you, my dude, working.
Because every time they add a new character in the Fairy Tail, that's like the main core. Because look at it. You have Lucy, right? Even if it's not Urza, who's like the
she's Titania. She is
lead.
the queen of the fairies. She is like the strongest woman of Fairy Tail besides Mira Jane. Yeah.
What they did, they messed up when they added Wendy. Because Wendy is literally more so just like, wow, you're looking up to Natsu. Because Natsu, you basically have the same ability, just different element.
Yep.
And you watch her grow. And she actually gets resolved. And it's just like, this is a nice character development. Yep. You went from being timid and scared to there was a point where she was just like, F it, I gotta boss up. And she puts in work every time. She always puts in work. And I'm just like, that's how you do a character. Lucy's like Nami, bro. She just stays screaming.
I don't even say like Sakura too, bro. I actually put Sakura over her. I do.
Yeah.
Yo, really?
No cap, bro, because Sakura can hold her own in an actual fight. Like,
Okay.
she always screamed for Nacho to help her.
You know what? That's
like,
real.
if it's not like a celestial wizard type fight, she's most likely losing.
Also, Lucy don't fight.
She don't.
Lucy's like the Pokemon trainer, bro.
She really is.
I mean, hold on, let me stop. When she started donning the
I was
dresses,
gonna say in
bro,
100 years plus,
it's funny you said Pokemon trainer because the next boy I was gonna say is from Pokemon. My man Ash Ketchum should have been
Gary Oak.
I'm sorry.
Should have been Gary freaking Oak.
I would not follow Gary.
I would Gary Oak over Ash all day. Only recently I watched a couple new episodes of Pokemon. I'm like, Ash is cool.
I put Pikachu. I put Pikachu over everybody. That's the main person I would have followed. And I'm gonna keep it right now. The reason why I say Ash Ketchum should not have been the main character is because every time this nigga goes to a new league or a new region, he act like his Pikachu is on level 0. And I get irritated. I get so irritated with that because, like, yes, I understand it's a new world and everything like that, but do not dumb down your skills like you wasn't just out here fighting the Elite Four or whoever you was fighting for the whole season.
Exactly.
Or even on the Team Rocket. Bruh, you have to have enough experience to know how to fight a regular trainer just bumping into you on a day-to-day basis. Come on, bro. Stop acting dumb. Get out my face with all that, bro.
So I'm with you on that one. I actually don't like Ash simply because Red exists.
All right, that's real.
If I had no understanding of
I respect that.
Red, I'd be like, okay, I'm cool with Ash. But when I realize that the character that it's based upon is actually, in canon, the strongest Pokemon trainer, that pisses me off.
No, that's fair. Yeah. That's very fair. Oh, man. Ash, I'm happy you're a little better in, like, the most recent anime adaptations of you, but before, man, yeah, I definitely would have chose Pikachu over you as the main character.
Young Boy's still 11, bro. That stuff irks me to this day, bro. To this day. He was still 11, bro. When I was like 8, he was 11. That's a problem.
Everyone grew up.
I told you he's in a coma. I told you he's in a coma, dog. He's not waking up. He will wake up just one day and it's just gonna be sad because everyone else got old and he didn't. Well, he got old. It's just like he thought he didn't.
Man, he gonna wake up to Professor Oak making him breakfast in his crib.
Professor Oak is gonna have the walker with the pancakes.
Definitely with the champ though. What's good, champ? How you doing today, champ? You finally up?
Yo, it's gonna be sad because this Pikachu gonna have kids. He gonna have little Pichus. He's like, what happened?
Nigga, you was out since the first episode.
Like, dang, that's crazy. My God.
That'd be the most tragic thing, though. Like, he gets shot, and it's just him waking up. No achievements. That Charizard.
Like, I dreamt that.
I shouldn't have laughed that hard. I should not have laughed that hard. No achievements. Just woke up like it was all a dream.
I would have the heart to tell him. I was like, yeah, no, you did that. I'll give him fake badges and everything. You made it. You made it.
I would not. I'll have to let you know, brother. You gotta go ahead and make up for it then. Go ahead, live your life now. What you gonna do? I guess I gotta go be the Pokemon Master again. You're 29, Ash. You're 29.
That was not a Fairy Godparents movie where, like, Drake Bell refused to grow up so he didn't have to lose Cosmo.
Oh my God. No. Just a no.
Okay. It's just sad joke, bro. Sad.
I just imagine Ash flipping the hat back. You ready, Pikachu? And just nasty ass short shorts that Gohan be wearing.
With a gut, though.
Like, you know you grown, right, Ash?
But I always wear these clothes when I'm going to train.
Oh, gosh.
Ash, the jacket don't fit you either, man.
Or on an even darker turn, you know, it'd be crazy if he got shocked and then Team Rocket took his Pikachu, so he didn't even wake up with him next to him.
Oh, this whole episode just got really dark with this matchup line, bro.
Yeah, Hold on. Well, first I want to backtrack on something. Well, not backtrack, but I just mentioned that. Like, I know I said Asta to begin with was not a main character I wanted to follow, but after a certain episode, after I think after he fought the Diamond Dude? No, I think I still didn't like him then. I think it was more towards when all the elves were coming back. I'm like, all right, no, I kind of like Asta. And after that, I'm like, Asta's a good main character. But springing forward because we were on Pokemon, I'm like, what what would happen if the main character was Meowth? How would the story change?
We talk about Meow.
Yes,
Right. Meow.
yes, because
wait a
Peep
minute.
Game he can talk, like he understands
Some
Pokemon language,
too.
but also he understands human language.
I would not watch that show, bro. I'm gonna keep it on.
Really though, like you ain't gonna watch.
I couldn't watch a squad of people that just keep getting L's.
Bro, that's what I'm
Hold on,
saying.
though.
Like, and
Their main characters. What if they didn't get the L's though?
bro, they
Then
still
they'd
they
have
gotta
no
blast
point.
off, bro.
Blessed.
So you're saying what you'd rather watch is a Pokemon focused on the exploits of Team Rocket gripping people's Pokemon?
That would be hilarious as fuck. I tried to use Ultra Balls on Lance's Dragonite in Pokemon Blue when he was whooping my ass, so yeah, it would be funny.
Hey yo,
That sounds like that have to be like a Cells at Work type of thing. Like a Cells at Work
Word.
Black.
Oh, word, yeah, that actually probably would have to be like that.
I haven't
'Cause
actually seen that.
It's pretty good. It's really sad because Cells at Work is like, oh, what if biology in a healthy body? And then Cells at Work Black is just like, what if, but like the dude's
Yeah.
about to die. Like he has all the STIs.
Yeah, it's like
cancer.
terminal illnesses,
Yes,
things
ED.
like that. How
It's
does the body
sad.
work against these things? Yeah.
That's trash.
And it's like actually, I don't want to say it's accurate, but like
It
It's
makes
a
sense.
good representation.
it's dystopian. Yeah.
That's absurd.
Alright.
But I'd watch that if it was like, okay, we're watching Giovanni go through, become a crime boss with his what's it called? Not a Perugly, but the evolved form of Meowth
the Persian.
going through.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Persian Meowth
yeah.
watching.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
watch that.
I would actually watch that a little bit because the journey and the backstory is kind of interesting. I
True.
think, to why the Team Rocket even became Team Rocket.
Exactly. Like I think that'd be like it would add like a pretty cool element to it, even if it was like a side story per se, like just getting like his side of it all. Because like at least in the video games, it's like he grows up, becomes crime boss, has Team Rocket. He has a kid. If you play Pokemon Gold and Silver, he has a kid. That's Giovanni's kid. Is your rival.
Yeah, that's Silver, right?
Yeah.
He's upset about it.
Yeah, he's upset about it because his dad's not like home a lot. And then I think it's in Ruby and Sapphire where like Giovanni like comes back as like an actual like I guess decent person per se, and it's just like I'm just like a regular gym leader again, but like I don't mess with Team Rocket anymore. It's like all right, cool. So it's like going from like one end of the spectrum coming back to like the other. It's like that'd be kind of cool to see like his rise and fall, but also seeing his rise in Crime Mob would probably be pretty horrific. But
Yeah, but I think it would be interesting to get that kind of not so kiddish view of
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
But on to other ones. Who else did you feel should have been a main inside this story?
I got one for you. Since it's gonna come up, I'll just jump the gun. I'm gonna just say My Hero, and everyone is like, we could always watch. We have 3 main characters
Oh, we
in
have
that
more
show.
than that, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And I'm pretty sure if we decided, no, yeah, actually, if you want to be real, I'm pretty sure there's 5, like who could actually be a
Who
contender
do you think are the 5?
Yeah.
for Shigaraki.
One, yeah.
Easy. There's Deku because he's
Yep.
the actual main character. There is
Bakugo.
the 2, yes, 2 friends, Dakugo and
Word.
Todoroki.
Yep.
I could even say Endeavor,
Fair.
but for me, I'd love to see the perspective because we never see it. I'd love to see
Me
Uraraka's
too.
perspective.
I was just
of,
about
Yup.
to say that, so I'm glad you said that.
Yup.
I was like, it'd be cool because, like, we always follow the hero, but when we get their inner thoughts. But, like, what about the unchosen one?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who can't even compete because, like, Bago and Todoroki are
Yup.
in his league.
You mean
Like-
you mean the belly button bull, navel bull?
Oh yeah, I mean he can't compete like per se, but
I don't want, no, I'm talking about Uraraka, not Aoyama. Get Aoyama out of
No,
here.
I'm saying though, like you think about it, like would you really watch it if it was about him though?
I would watch it if it was about someone who just, like, damn, I want to be the very best. Like, almost an like a
Antagonist.
deconstruction of the whole, like, shonen setup of being
Okay.
the very best.
Yeah.
Of someone actually trying their hardest and just getting left behind. Like, they can't catch up. So they have to change their motivation. I would watch the hell
all
out
right.
of
But
that.
see,
That's
in
interesting.
that regard, I think it could not be Uraraka because I do believe she will be able to catch up.
With her power is
Yeah,
crazy.
so that's why I'm like, no, I think given the right circumstances, she will definitely elevate to another level, just like the boys did.
Elevate.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to do that. But I think if it's something like that on deconstruction bit, then the character I think that would actually fit best would probably actually two characters is either Suyu or Mina, which is the acid woman.
I like Mina though, and I feel as though she has the recognition at some point. But it's just so many different characters. She hasn't been able to been blessed the way that she should
Word.
have, because she's actually
I
really decent.
I disagree.
Okay.
Word.
I think the character, if we wanted to watch that, would have to be Momoa from Class 1B.
Giant hands?
The guy who goes, no. I'm talking about the guy who could take other people's powers for a little bit.
Oh,
Lucifer.
okay.
The Phantom Thief. I feel like if that was a part of the show, it would have to be him.
You know what? That's tough. That's tough because because of his ability, I feel like it gives him main character vibes already, right? And
Yeah.
I just don't like his personality.
Yeah, he would have to be like a protagonist along with like how Deku has a few other people along with him who are like protagonists, right? He would also need like that. So it would just literally have to be like a Class 1B sort of deal. So like if you have him,
Yeah, he needs people to balance him out.
yeah.
Sorry,
I was gonna say yeah. So if you have him, I think you also need I forget her name, but her quirk is big hands. You need her, and then you also need Shinzo with him too. Purple hair guy who can like control you if you
Zombie
speak in
vibe.
his presence. Like
Yes.
he is definitely a good main character candidate for what you said, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think he definitely needs some people to balance him out, because you can't just have that kind of personality and get away with me.
Yeah, bro, he too cocky. He talks. Yo, I love how in the English
That's the point,
translation, it literally says like when he's talking, the subtext or the subtitles just says talking trash. Trash talking continues. Still talking trash. I'm like, damn. I was like, that's wild, dog. Your character known for the trash talk. I'm like, it doesn't even say that for Bakugo. What does that say? Oh man.
Man, it just says kill.
Yeah, it just says kill or death or murder.
Death,
Die.
murder. Oh,
Goodness gracious.
all right. I got one for y'all, and this is one that has been debated about a lot. I personally like the main protagonist already, but I think it would also be really dope to actually have Zoro be the main protagonist of One Piece. Or yeah.
All right, explain. Yeah.
Due to the fact that I think it would change the whole storyline to not be as comedical, to being more of like a straightforward pirate team. Because you see in every scenario that they have that needs somebody to be like sturdy about like the pirate code and everything like that, Zoro is like the number one person you hold down for that. Like when Usopp was going through his little pissy pamper tantrum about them going Mary being destroyed or being taken away, and he was like tossing talks towards Luffy in any type of disrespectful manner. Zoro was the main person that didn't have no reaction to the whole scenario, and I think that's really interesting, because he's still like around the same age as them, but his mentality is strong enough to like handle being a captain. So I think that's why a lot of people get him confused to be the captain already, because of the way he just holds himself to a different level. Now, like I said, I like Luffy already as a captain because I just love his energy he brings to it. But I think watching Zoro become like a captain in there would be really dope as well.
So I'm actually about that, but if Zoro could carry the show on his shoulders, I would love if he actually wasn't a pirate.
Yeah, I think it would probably be better.
Because when he was first introduced, he is Pirate Hunter Roanoa Zoro. He made a living capturing pirates. What I'd love to see is if like we had Zoro be the main character of One Piece. It'd be really cool if like, as you know, there's a balance between like the pirates and the Marines, and then you just have this dude that's like a third faction who's like the Marines are trash, but I'll never be a pirate, and it's like his dynamic with Luffy, kind of like a Garp Roger thing, but also like Luffy's doing his own thing, and he's like, I have to defeat
Luffy,
the Pirate King.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that'll be a really good fight too. Like that has to be the final boss battle type of deal. And kind of going down their own separate paths, but also like kind of respecting each other from a distance until they actually know that they have to like see each other down at the end of the road.
Yeah.
That'd be a crazy ass clash. I don't want to see it because they're on the team right now because
as someone that doesn't watch One Piece like that, I want to see it. Bring that, bro. Bring that.
Pre-time skip, it would have been nice. Post-time skip, Luffy just takes off, unfortunately.
I was gonna say, are we sure? Because I feel like we haven't seen everything Zoro has. And like, I'd be watching like some crazy videos. I'm like, that's not everything? Okay.
So hold on. So here's what's up. Pre-time skip, they were basically equivalent.
Yeah.
Literally, like, there's nothing that differentiated them. I did this whole case study. The reason that separates Luffy from the rest of the worst generation is simply Gear 4th. Gear 4th is like the wildest ability, and even like when other people see it, they're like, yo, that's crazy. It just has that major drawback. Now that Luffy's going through that...
I don't know what Gear 4th is, so if you can explain that to a brother.
Ooh.
Okay, so Luffy has gears. Basically, Gears 2 makes him really fast, and because there's more...
Second gear,
yeah. Gear 3, he just increases the mass in his arms. Or in a certain part of his body to increase the damage potential. But Gear 4 is basically like a masterwork combination of that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is that where he looks all bulky and has like black arms and stuff?
Yeah,
he turns into like the fighting deity, yes.
It's off of his hockey. And like, because when they introduced hockey into the show, that's where he got the whole idea to like kind of immerse his whole body into hockey. And it's pretty much he does this thing where he does with his body since he's made of rubber. When he goes into Gear 4, he's literally blown up his bone density. And
Gear 4 is muscles, Gear 3 is bones.
Exactly. So that's where a muscle balloon is like where he's able to like put all his hockey into his muscles, and he's like bouncing because of it. And Bo is dangerous with it. That's all you got to know, because that man says, like, first of all, one of his attacks is a Kong gun. That alone will make me not want to toss hands with somebody. What? We're talking about Kong gun.
Okay.
Basically, imagine getting punched in the house.
Oh, good, bro.
I'm dead ass getting punched with a house.
A house that's loaded into a shotgun.
100 miles per hour.
Yeah, a house that's loaded into a shotgun.
Jesus, that's everything with the kitchen sink. So, I'm good. No, thank you.
So, the thing is, like, you got to look at it arc by arc. Yes, Zoro hasn't shown everything that he could do, but it is explicitly made like Luffy has just ascended to what he can do. Because, like, okay, Fishman Island, I'll say Zoro can still, like, throw hands. I'll say up to Dressrosa, Zoro can throw hands and potentially beat Luffy. The moment Luffy fought Katakuri, he's a completely different person. He can see into the future now.
Yeah.
And then he went to Wano, and then he learned, like... I'm just going to leave it like this. The fact that Kaido sees Luffy, or the fact that Luffy is the only one to be able to, like, continuously hurt Kaido without having like a gimmick, i.e. like a weapon, because Zoro has the only thing that can hurt Kaido that Zoro has is that one sword. Everything Luffy has is hurting Kaido, even to the point where Kaido was just like, you are up there with Roger, Odin, like the legendary figures. He didn't say that with anyone else, but because of just like the perks that Luffy has, I don't think he's catching, like Zoro's not catching up. He's firmly second, but just like,
I don't know, man. I want to believe that Zoro has a way, and hopefully, like, when they go along with the story, because I haven't caught up to any of the new content yet recently. But, like, I always see Zoro find a way to find himself to get to that equally leveled match with Luffy every time at some point. Now, granted, like, with Luffy being where he's at right now, I don't really see that happening anytime soon, but I definitely could see him definitely rising the ranks to get to that point again. Because that boy is just dangerous when it comes to sheer will. Like, my man has took on so much pain and so much different types of attacks coming his way of just sheer things that, like, mere humans, especially somebody within that universe, like, that doesn't have a devil fruit power, should not be able to withstand. So I think that he definitely has the opportunity to really, like, expand himself to that extent as well, and I really want to see it. I really want to see it because I just love Zoro's like whole philosophy of what he's doing. He just wants to be the best. Yeah, go ahead.
Zoro is going to be like one of the top players because his end goal is to beat Mihawk, and Mihawk was the rival to Shanks, who is like implied to be top 5 or like top 10 inverse. And the only reason why he doesn't fight Shanks anymore is because Shanks lost his arm. He's like, you're no longer worth my time.
Yeah.
So, yes, I believe Zoro's going to be able to give everyone hands. So I think it could still happen. It's just, they're buffing Luffy.
Of course.
But that's what happens when you're the main character. You
It's
gotta
facts.
be strong.
It's facts. Because the way that nigga the way that man Zoro be training, I'm like, there ain't no way. He gives me Vegeta vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, put a whole dumbbell in his mouth, bigger than his
head. That's what
head.
I'm saying. Like, he gives me Vegeta
That shit
vibes to
don't
the
make no
highest degree.
sense,
Like,
bro.
never stops training.
That shit don't make no sense. I see some like the training he does. I'm like, how you built like a twig.
Do you see his neck muscles, bro? How hard do you have to be?
Have you seen him flex though?
Hold on, this man don't get whiplash from how he cut people with his face. Like nothing he does,
bro. His flex, like when he flexes, is dangerous.
He different.
Cause you seen him actually do it before when he goes into Rhino arms. Was it Rhino arms or something like that?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, John like inflates like
grip
5 times or so.
Yeah. I be looking, I'm like, bruh, no, that's not humanly possible, bro.
Gorilla grip.
Wow. Okay.
Bro, gorilla arm, bro. When them Jones be coming out, and you see what his real muscles look like. You be like, sir, I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Sir, put away the weapons, please.
That's crazy.
Sir. All you had to do was punch the brother. You don't need to hold a sword.
Oh my god.
Anybody else y'all got?
Shoot, man.
What about just people who aren't like doesn't have to be main character, but like the lead position in what they do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, could it be like who should have been the main antagonist and who should have been the love interest?
Oh, okay. I like that.
Let's roll with that. Yeah. So, do you have anyone? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I had one and I lost it because I just thought about
I'll tell you, this one is probably gonna get a lot of hate for it. I think the main love interest should have been Sakura for Naruto.
Wow. Okay, I'm actually interested in hearing why.
The reason being is that they built up this man Naruto for loving Sakura so daggone much, and then they started actually playing around and flirting with the idea of Sakura actually giving him attention in the kind of way that he deserved.
Early in Shippuden, yeah.
Yeah, and then it kind of like just drifted off, and I don't know if it was because of the fans or maybe the writing or maybe whatever. It felt as though Hinata wasn't even a main factor. Like, we all know that she was in love with him and that he like always was down for him. But at the end of the day, I didn't really see her being a main target for Naruto's feelings until the pain arc. And I feel as though well, other than the time she gave him like that ointment in the Chunin exams. But as far as other than that, every time you see this man Naruto always talking about, hey, let's go on a date, Sakura, let's go on a date, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. I mean, she completely lost me when she decided to tell this man I love you and didn't really mean it. But at the end of the day, I felt as though she could have been really that person that was supposed to be like, you know, the Jiraiya to Tsunade, right? And I think that would have been depicted really well if they actually went further with it in the way that would have been a little bit more romantically idolized instead of like, you know, making Sakura the corny trash can she is now. But hey, that's just my thought and my theory of it at first. I really was like really rooting for Sakura because I'm like, bro, you say you about to get this, you about to get that, you deserve everything you trying to get, bro, and then she's just so dumb, bro. Like who does that? Like, you really watch this man train his behind off, and you sitting there admiring him and just loving the fact that he's doing all this stuff, and he's doing it mainly for you too. Like, you can't lie. Like, other than Sasuke, but obviously, but like, it was all for that promise he gave you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that. It just sounds really strange to me that you still got all these strong behind feelings for some man you haven't seen in like 3 years.
I mean,
like,
Sakura's toxic, so.
Sakura's stupid.
She's toxic. Look, stupidity can be toxic, my dude. It's a shame that she still went for the dude that tried to kill her, I think, twice.
Thrice, I believe, actually.
Bro, I wouldn't be surprised
Had his
if she tried to
kid
kill her after she told her she was pregnant.
Yeah.
You're pregnant? Okay, let me just go ahead and put this renegade into
What? Yo, like, Sakura was toxic. I'm happy he ended up with Hinata. She was better anyway. She best bag.
This is facts. I'm just saying I would have personally wanted to see that outcome. As far as I'm sorry, I said as far as twice. As far as the build up they were building up for it.
I think the reason why it felt so abrupt is because they didn't really build up Hinata
as much.
because she had like 3 main moments. Because it was always following Sakura. It was Team 7's show.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, you know, Hinata was always like, her entire characterization was Naruto's cool and he inspires me. But if they like built that up more,
it would have been a lot more.
Worked.
Yup, and that's exactly where my mindset was.
That's true.
It's also the issue that like they only ever brought her around as like a guardian angel for Naruto, because like they never really interacted.
Not when they were older. They had like flashbacks. Like, you see them when they're actual kids. They interact. Naruto actually, you know, helps her from some like bullies and whatnot, help instill.
And gives her a scarf that came out of nowhere that she ended up still having in the movie. Yeah, that stuff is just writing that they added at the end of it. I feel as though it was to save him with a love interest. I feel that's
most likely, but like I'll take it.
I feel like what they should have did was like, because in the pain fight, Hinata just comes out of the blue, and then that's never even looked back at until the war, where she's like, Naruto, you can't get mad that Neji died. Weird. Whatever. It's not like it's your cousin. I mean, if my cousin tried to kill me, fuck you too. But
yo, she still had PTSD from when they were kids.
He disgraced her, bro. Like that's a whole nother level of like just ass whooping.
But no, it was just like only whenever Naruto's like especially in Shippuden, when he's just like really, really at like rock bottom, does she come and be like, "Hey, yeah, don't do that." Yeah, and I feel like that's why it's weird. Like she was more of like a plot device than a character.
Yeah, I think
until the end,
if she was actually there for the Jiraiya, after Jiraiya passed away and like was actually there like comforting, I would have been like, all right, she definitely got my 2 cents now. But they really just tossed her into the mix after like it wasn't working with Sakura no more, and that's how I felt. And I was like, I don't appreciate that because you did my man's dirty. Like you made him look like a whole simp for somebody he wasn't gonna get.
Right. Yeah, and then they did kind of cop out and say like, I just kind of did it because I was in competition with Sasuke. And I was like, so now you made his reasoning kind of shitty too? All right.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Dumb. It was just a competition. Play with people's emotions. That's fucked up.
You saw that forehead. That's what it was.
Bro, her forehead is not even that bad.
Nah. They call her.
They do, but like, it's not. Ino has the same forehead.
I didn't like Ino's characterization. She could have replaced Sakura and been more interesting. Honestly,
no cap.
Ino's a little bit more vain.
She was kind of useless too.
She actually had a power though. Like
she did.
She could have been used in various ways.
It's true.
And then they just relegated her entire character to, I'm pretty. Like what happened to Sakura's rival? They punch each other in the face and tie, and that's it. Man. Now we're all cool.
And you know, it made me sad because when I was watching the Hidan and Kakuzu fight or Kakuzu.
Hidan Kakuzu with Asuma.
Yeah, well, no, not with Asuma. When they were actually fighting with
Kakashi.
Shikamaru at lead. Yeah, with Kakashi. Yeah. I was sitting there like, all right, we're gonna see some new strategies that they have the Shikacho. There it is. We're gonna see some more of that. Nope. All right, we're gonna see some new expansion juices from my man's Choji. Not really. Okay, how about you? You got something new to work with? No, you're just gonna stand in the background and talking to Choji while my man Kakashi's a 4-on-1 situation. No big deal. It's all good. Just wait for Naruto to save the day. I feel like they really just they missing on a lot of chances.
Well, part of that was actually to the T part of the plan because it was Shikamaru's plan, and it was mainly just like, all right, look, y'all are gonna be the best options to hold them off. I'm taking care of Hidan. This is very personal for me. I mean, it's very personal for them too. But like to handle the other guy, it's best for those two. And like it was just a part of the plan. Now, granted, it did stunt their character development for that. But like when I look at it, like overall, like it makes sense. I mean, in the Shikacho, that is the ultimate team of teamwork. They work the best. They have the best synergy. Like Team 7, they have the strongest characters, but they are not the best team when it comes to teamwork.
Yeah, this is true. And I can respect that. But like from what I was seeing, I just feel like, they could have had something more to do. Because I know Shikamaru, being the strategist that he is, would have a role for everybody.
Yeah.
And what they did was just stand there. That don't sound like a Shikamaru plan to me. It just don't.
Hey, man. Sometimes sometimes part of the plan is you got to take an L. Take 2 L's, come back with the W.
That's a tragic.
I know it's tragic. I know it's tragic. But sometimes life is crazy. It works like that.
I can't support that plan.
Hey, I ain't the one taking the L like that. I ain't taking no loss.
That's a fact.
Senpai Savage never took a loss. What's up?
This man said Senpai Savage never take a loss. Quick plug.
Shit.
All right, well then who would you choose to be a protagonist or your love interest of sorts?
Well, when I think about like this as a whole, I kind of think about how if this character was the main focal point, how does it change the story overall, right? What aspects around it change? How do the other characters change around it? How does their development change? And I'm starting off with like a simple lob. This is one because there's a lot of fans that feel that this person wasn't made character because of other fans who like this one character more, and or maybe felt like it was being pressured into keeping the character around. But
are you gonna say what?
Yes, I am, because I honestly do wonder what would have happened if Gohan was actually made the main character in Dragon Ball Z onward.
No cap.
Right? Because when we see Dragon Ball Z, right, we know it as Dragon Ball 2. The Z stands for 2. It is, to the most part, the continuation of Goku's journey until the Cell Saga. And it is 100% without a doubt that the creator of Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama, did plan to have Gohan as the main character moving forward. However, he said in the interview, I think in 2020 or it might have been 2019, so correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but he did say in the interview that he did at that point want Gohan to be the main character, but the more he thought about Gohan and drawing out some of the panels with Gohan, he felt that Gohan liked his studies more than his training and wanted to be a better, professor or scholar than he would a fighter. Hey, he
could have used that.
He even used that to make him lose his dogi. So I was like, so he loses his gi. I'm like, oh, which is a very painful moment in the creator's head. So I was like, damn. So the creator didn't see the full potential of Gohan, but I know a lot of other people did. And like I agree with like some of the other people is that like it would have been very interesting to see Gohan take up the mantle as the main protagonist. It would have changed how Vegeta approached things. Probably would have made Piccolo more of a focal point for things. And even see how Krillin gets to, evolve as a character, because Krillin was essentially like his best friend / uncle growing up. So like those three right there, like you have a whole different feeling for the Z fighters with Gohan taking that mantle, because he's younger, but he's as battle hardened, but he has the most potential and he sees things differently. He's a great strategist. He has great reflexes. And
his anger, bro. His anger and emotions are raw.
Exactly.
Like, and I think where that could really be beneficial for the story would have been having him go through his normal studies, going to school, and then having the world at danger at some point where he has to go through these trainings, and like you don't have your daddy to rely on. You have to actually do it on yourself, and you have to figure out a way to get through it because you don't have the strongest person in the universe anymore.
Exactly.
You have to find a way to become the strongest person in the universe. Then you can have another arc where Goku actually comes back and has to test you out. Now y'all got to toss hands. Now you got to like figure out how you're going to beat your dad. At some point, I think this could have been like a really good, what's it called? Pass along, like, passing the torch kind of thing. Because, like, after that, you could have went to Pam. Now you have a female Super Saiyan. Now we can go with that and then keep it moving on down the line, because like the only world keeps on growing and growing and growing. I don't know, man. I just think they really missed on the opportunity of really building up Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball universe to becoming like a really well passed along story that doesn't get old or let's say repetitive.
Fair enough, because like my bad. Go on, Kuro.
No, finish your point, because I wanted to interject something.
So no, what I was gonna say with that is that but like with him coming back to square up with Goku for like training purposes to pass on the baton and the torch of like you are like the strongest now, right? It's like essentially when Goku passed during Cell Saga, Gohan was the strongest, and then obviously during Buu we find out Goku obtained a new level, and if Gohan were to face him there and prove himself to be the strongest, that would have been really dope. But along with that is just like, if that didn't happen, right, and we just kept Gohan as the strongest character that we know of within said team, or maybe it's not Goku that has to challenge him, it is Vegeta that still has to challenge him, or maybe it's Piccolo, because Piccolo still wants to defend his adoptive son / nephew, and Gohan being of a different mindset, being a defender, someone who has or needs something to protect in order for him to bring out his full potential, is like, well, how does he change some of that? Because some of these villains aren't necessarily like, oh, I'm here to take something personal from you, or even they don't believe it's personal when they say, I just want to, take over the world, or I want to destroy the world, whatever. Yeah, like it can be a personal thing, but to the villain, it might not be. But as well, like, along with that, just like how he goes about all these power-ups and all the other like beings that he would meet over time, right? Like, I think it would change the story, because like it would even be like a cool aspect. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, like Great Saiyaman, a lot of people found it hilarious, but that actually would be like a cool little factor to play into his story. Whereas like by day, cool, he can do the Great Saiyaman thing, but like when new, threats come to Earth, or he has to go out, cool, he has to go do that. But also, how does that play into Great Saiyaman? Because now you still have your everyday people who need saving, who don't know about those big threats from above.
Because you think about it, like Goku already had Dragon Ball, and like kind of built it up to be into Dragon Ball Z to being what it is. So what if the next part of that was Gohan's quote unquote Dragon Ball type of series, you know what I'm saying? And then being able to build that up to another one where he has now his next generation being reliant upon, or where maybe it's going into Goten and Trunks or some sort.
Exactly.
So, now that you're speaking of Trunks, I'm gonna interject, if that's okay.
No, that's great.
I actually don't care for Gohan. I feel like it'd be more interesting to have Goten. Simply because...
Rival.
Well, think about it. No rivalry, nothing of that. Forget the rivalry. It's not... I actually am kind of tired out with the shonen rival. I think it's actually really overdone, or really overplayed. But, I would love to see a world, because what makes Gohan and Goten different is not only does Goten technically have more potential than Gohan, because he has Super Saiyan without even trying at a younger age than Gohan. But Gohan knew Goku. They had adventures together. What I would love to see was like Goten being born into a world where like his father's legacy constantly overshadows him. Like, yeah, he likes to do all these things, and he's like, wow, you're just like your dad. And he's like, but who was my dad? I'd love to see like almost a more story driven instead of like the action part for Goten.
So bring back the adventure aspect
like
of it all.
Yeah,
he has like, his story isn't just like, oh, becoming the strongest. It's just like following, or the baton was basically passed, and I'm protecting the earth instead of my father.
But who was my father?
Who's my father? What does it mean to be a Z fighter? What does it mean to be a member of the Sun family? Like, I'm a Saiyan, but I don't have anyone to teach me anything. My older brother doesn't like to fight, so he's not gonna like do it. He's not gonna do it like that. It comes down to me to defend the earth. Like, I would love to see Goten actually take the spotlight. Because it's a perfect setup. It's like, okay, Goku died, and he was born. To the point where, like, even when he met his dad, it was just like, huh. And then you could even do the comparison, because he looks just like Goku.
Sure.
So that could be, like, a major aspect of his character. Like, oh, you're just like your dad. Like, everything's about, kind of like how they did Naruto, but better. Like, everything's being compared to him, but it's just like, I don't even know this dude.
Okay.
So what is it? I think that'd be more interesting than like, because everyone talks about Gohan and Trunks, but it's like Goten is a character that's literally the embodiment of wasted potential.
Fair. Yeah. No, Goten deserves more shine too. And
because everyone has their shine. Trunks has arcs about him. He even has his own special OVA.
I'm so tired of Trunks.
I'm not tired of Trunks, but I will say, you know what? Poor Trunks, man. He's just about as traumatized as Gohan is. But I will say,
time to retire, Trunks.
Trunks, yeah, he needs just like a happy ending to just like relax. But no, Trunks is a popular character. He's a good character, but like I understand, being tired of him.
Yeah, well, my only reason why I'm tired of him because I feel like they keep on using him as like this option to go to another universe or another timeline, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's great. We know Future Trunks exists. We know about Future Trunks, Future Trunks,
Yeah.
Future Trunks. How many times we gotta keep on seeing Future Trunks? Like, I'm tired of seeing Future Trunks. We know what Future Trunks is about. We know what his world is. R.I.P. to all the people that you lost. Are you just gonna stay here, bro? Just let me know.
They should have made Goku Black Goten from
That would have been
good.
good.
That would have been
really good.
Yeah.
That would have been really good.
Also, I wish
And
they
that
called
would
him
like kind of
something
open
other
up
than Black.
Goku's eyes. Mm-hmm.
I just said I wish they called him something other than Black. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't shoot.
Like,
he's not
if it
Black.
was just Goten.
That's why I wish they chose. He could have been called something else.
So...
That's fine. Goten, something else. Goku, something else. Honestly,
it should have just been Goten. Because imagine, what if that like Goten became evil because he was just like, yo, the gods aren't doing their job. How many times are like, is Earth and the universe going to be at stake? Why do we have to keep doing it? What's up with people constantly like, why are humans so bad? And him just going like, you know what? Final solution, everyone. I'm just going to be the one in charge now. Because the gods of destruction aren't doing anything. The Supreme Kais aren't doing anything. And clearly there's just more evil than good. So I'm going to become the end all and be all. That would have been cool.
Well, for future Trunks' sake, I would honestly say it would have been more heartbreaking, more damaging, but yet provide a better story. Because we got to remember, future Trunks is actually in the original timeline. He's in the actual timeline where it's actually supposed to exist. Everything after meeting Trunks, we now are in parallel like timelines, and things are different.
True.
So in his timeline, Goten would not have existed.
True.
And because of that, to me, it actually would have been interesting if instead of Goku Black, it was Gohan Black. Brought back like, his master and the person that, taught him everything. And like Zamasu just like, I want the Saiyan with the strongest potential. And it was point blank period. Everyone always said Gohan had the strongest potential. So if you were to use his Saiyan body and then learn all the other techniques, seeing your own master and person that he admired as like a big brother go and do these atrocious things, would it be a whole lot darker? Yeah, but I think it also would have been better storytelling.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Dragon Ball deserves to be giving to their audience. But yeah, that's definitely another one. Lord, I have to bring it up.
Bring it up.
When we were watching Tenjo Tenji,
yeah,
I couldn't help but get really irritated with their main character, Suichiro Nagi, because I'm like, he just is the epitome of just bad boy, just doing whatever he wants, and that's all his characters, all it is. Like, and I understand like he went through like a rough childhood and everything like that, but I was like, yo, I really want to see that boy Takayanagi. I really want to see Takayanagi take the mantle for the main character.
I think they do that in the manga, actually.
Oh, brown hair boy,
he becomes the villain. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah,
but
so
it's also like the way they do it is not, from what I've read, it's not to the way that I really felt he deserved.
Fair enough. Yeah, he definitely deserved more shine because boy, that ass whooping episode 2 is legendary.
That beat down.
That's a legendary ass whooping. That lives in infamy. But no, he definitely does get switched over into the main character mantle in the manga, but I know what you're saying. Like, it's not necessarily how you want it to be. And he should have just been from the rip. Shoot, it should have been Bob Makihara. That motherfucker had sense.
No cat, bro. Bob was actually a better. I would pull my candidate out and put Bob into the main frame because Bob definitely deserved a lot more love.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for fucking sure. He was. Look, he peeped game from rip at the school. He's like, you know what? Nah, I know I'm not as strong as you yet, but like, don't worry though. I'm gonna get there. And I'm gonna beat your ass. And just like one, it just would have been dope. Have a black lead. It just would have been dope to have that. And just like for him training, one, he already had like his main squeeze. He already had his girl there. He was cool, was chilling. And then for him to like come through to like the new academy. It's like, all right, it's me and my boy Soriichiro, but I'm gonna handle things a little bit differently, right? Instead of going through like the hardcore, super rugged, it would have been nice to see like, all right, well, how does he, handle like his own training? How does he handle the relationships between characters, right? And he had like a whole different flair. He does capoeira, and he actually loves like motorcycles, loves hip hop, and and loves to break dance. So I was like, well, what if he actually would like join a breakdancing club?
The intro would have been smooth.
Yo.
With him and his whole club would have been out there working that joint.
Yup. Oh my god, that would have been dope. Yo, so I think Koro, I think it was you. I think you mentioned Boruto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck burrito, fuck salad, but I will say I actually would be okay if Mitsuki or Mitsuki would actually be the main character.
I agree.
And for me, that says a lot. I'm like, damn, so Orochimaru's kid? I really like Orochimaru's kid over Naruto's kid. That's...
Okay. I'll let you finish that before I say what I need to say.
Yo, you go ahead and say what you need to say, because like that's really all I have to say. Is like I would actually prefer Mitsuki over Boruto. And yes, I read the manga, and I still would prefer Mitsuki over Boruto.
I respect that. But the person I put over all of them is my man Konohamaru, bro.
Are you right?
They need to give this man more respect for like they have so much stories they could put into it. Like there's so much information that like to the point where he's able to do the Rasengan already. He has like the Shadow Clone that he's been working on. Like he's been building up chasing Naruto from day one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you already know he's gonna be the next Hokage, and if he's not, I'm gonna be really upset with the writer.
Yeah, that's true.
But the fact that he also has his cousin into play now too.
Yep.
Like those relationships and developments of who he becomes as like a teacher now, and like going through his journey to the Hokage, I feel as though is what would really give that Naruto feel back. Because Boruto, I still don't have that feel. I just can't find it. I'm sorry. Like some of the fights is really dope. But nah, I don't have that feeling. Like there's no main goal to me. There's not.
Fair.
And I feel as though Konohamaru would have been able to keep that same goal and intensity up while we go through these new developments of different enemies that are popping up, because they don't give him enough shine for how much he got going on. Plus, he got the chakra plays that Asuma used to do, and you like need to have like connection with him and his uncle, him and his grandpa, and we should find out who his father was. I just think that might be a little necessary, but it doesn't have to be.
That's where we don't know who his mom and dad are.
I heard there's a reason because we're still talking about Konohamaru.
Yeah.
I heard that the reason we don't know is because his family. I'm pretty sure the reason is because I think they're in the Ambu. I don't know.
Okay.
That could just be some fan That could be like some fan made bullshit. I don't know.
Some fan.
That could be an interesting twist too, because then you can see how he deals with that. Maybe he's like lost a friend or something like that, or lost somebody within like the shinobi kind of fights that he's going on with the moon people, I want to call them.
Otsutsuki. Yeah.
Yeah, like whoever, and then be able to like actually have that kind of like emotions that are going through, and he doesn't have anybody really to turn to. That's a connection that he also has with Naruto. Like I don't have no parents.
Fair.
Like, well, I have parents, but I don't have parents.
Okay. No, I mean, I see really that would be good, and I definitely understand like what you mean by like the whole like striving to like be better, because like for him to be the next Hokage, you're following Naruto. You know how fucking good you're gonna have to be to just even live in that shadow. Plus, you're the person that doesn't want to live in said shadow. You want to like have your own way about things. So it's like, what would be a defining moment? What would be the given thing? What is the reason that pushes you past that person that gives you your own lane?
As a Genin, he already knocked out one of the pains.
I know. No, all right. No, I get that. But, like, technically so did Naruto.
I'm saying that for, like, a way to support him, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a way to support him. Exactly. Because at that age, it's like, you are going up against people that were so much stronger than Naruto when he was at your age.
Yep.
Like 10 times or 100 times over. And you're able to hold your own with them and able to learn Shadow Clone. We don't see what you're doing behind closed doors, but we're seeing that you're doing them throughout the series. Like, this man deserves so much more shine. And I feel as though we don't get a chance to really see him grind up to the amazing sensei that he is now. Like even with his summonings, like Bull is a toad. I'm done.
No. I get that because like what I was trying to say is that what is going to be the turning point for him to
True.
stop chasing Naruto and for him to blaze his own path.
This is
And
true.
the only moment I saw that from what I did see of Boruto thus far is when he actually used, well, one, the chakra blaze of Uncle Asuma, and the other one was when he had the Prince of Monkeys and summoned him instead of the Toads. I'm like, finally, walk in your own path as a Saratobi, because you have the Rasengan, you have the Shadow Clones, even your Rasengan has a wind style element, and who knows if you were even actually naturally had a natural affinity for wind, because we know as a Saratobi your natural affinity is fire. When we've seen you do earth, so it's like maybe you just forced yourself to learn wind, or maybe you were at some point gifted in wind affinities. But to have him summon the Prince of Monkeys was really dope. I think we mentioned Enma before because he's like the king of monkeys. Like Sun Wukong is like, yo, that's really dope. So I think the passing of the torch there within his clan, like secret techniques and stuff, gorgeous. And it's like, let him be able to bring his own originality to, be on par with someone he holds in high reverence. Because, like, he still has some of Naruto's moves, but he also needs to be his own shinobi.
Fact.
It'd be better to see him instead of trying to be. It'd be interesting to see him instead of trying to like surpass Naruto, to surpass the third Hokage as the god of shinobi.
Word.
Because the third was like, they don't show it, but the third was like broken apparently. Like he had full.
He had
mastery
all 5 elements mastered. Yeah.
So it'd be cool to be like, instead of like Naruto, or like, you know how Naruto subconsciously was like, I gotta beat the fourth. He said all of them, but really that's what it was.
Yeah, I gotta beat my father.
Yeah, it's like it'd be cool for Konohamaru to be like, all right, what does it mean to be a Saratobi, and go from there.
Word. I think that'd be hot. That would change up the landscape of Boruto, or whatever we want to call it at that point, because it would be Konohamaru show entirely.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it could just be Naruto Next Legacies.
Could just be Naruto Legacy.
Yeah, because like he already accomplished everything he could accomplish. Well, I don't want to say actually he did because he got world peace.
Yep.
Like
for the most part,
did.
Yeah.
And so I think like just passing the torch once again. Like I feel like these shows need to feel more comfortable passing the torch to people that deserve it. Like I'm not scared of like going out of like the DNA boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't have to be strictly Boruto or strictly Sarada because it's Sasuke and Naruto. Like y'all can go even to like Metal. No, don't go to Metal League. Let's not do that. Let's definitely not do that.
Huh?
Not deserve. I was thinking about Metal League, and I'm like, that's not.
Nah, we're not gonna pass it to Metal League. That's fine.
Because that boy was scared.
We're not gonna pass it to the. We're not gonna pass it to him.
You got your pops who was the king of hands or prince of hands, and you scared to fight, my nigga.
I mean, I guess for
who's your mother? Who is your mother? I need to find out.
I guess it would be cool to see if he can like overcome his anxiety, but I feel like that's just another issue of like the springtime of youth, because Lee did get his own spinoff. It was just a little more comedic. So if Metal League continued down, like that's fine. He can get his own spinoff, but I don't know if he's as well received as Rock Lee was.
Or shoot, give it to my man Kiba. No.
Let's not even play like anybody wants Kiba to be the main character.
I just want to see him take a W. He just needs one W, bro.
Yo, like in all of Naruto, he really doesn't have a W.
It's true. It's true.
Not one.
I feel so bad for his dog, bro. Can you imagine his dog just like being pissed off and running away from him because he trash?
There's no respect. There's like, why? What are you gonna do?
You gonna beat me because you ain't beat nobody else?
That's wild. Hey yo, hold on.
That's foul, but that's real.
If we just talk about characters that just need some shine, they gotta give my girl 10 some shine, bro.
No cap.
Okay,
After
no
she
cap.
got her back, bro. got her back,
bro. After that, it really was hard to put any respect on 1010's name because it's just like, damn.
Even in the time
you saw
skip,
her fight
bro, they're
herself.
like, she's our, resident tool expert. She's really good at space-time jutsu. But we're in a period of peace, so she really has no use right now.
Bro, that shit was sad. I was like, damn, she really just out here sad. Like, yo, so y'all really... I didn't know I needed to be a warmonger. Like, she would just sit there twiddling her thumbs. Damn. I mean, if she was smart, though, she'd get involved with the science tools the scientific ninja tools that they're trying to make. So
that's where she should have been shining at, like, creating new tools.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been a good way to use 1010 for what she was worth.
Yep.
From what we were given, at least.
I agree with that. Damn. Yo, I ain't gonna front. So, the sleeper agent in all of Naruto, who deserves so much respect, is Shino. And they just made him a black-eyed peed looking teacher.
Yo.
They could have done him a little better. They could have done him just a little bit better, but like,
True.
I don't know what I don't know what right now. I just know they should have done him better because he is like the ultimate utility agent for all of the Leaf.
He didn't take any L's in Naruto, though.
He didn't. Not a single one.
Not
he
one.
tied Kankuro once, and that was it.
Yup.
But I don't know, man. That's between him and I want to say also Shikamaru, bro. Like Shikamaru, low key could have just been Hokage. Like, let's keep.
He could have been.
You knew. Hold on. I'm gonna stop.
He's just not as charismatic. Could have been.
He's not gonna do it about it.
He high key is he's the mind behind the Hokage.
Of course, he's the Hokage's advisor.
And that's what my biggest thing is. I'm like, I was thinking about it because I was rewatching it. And I was like, yo, Shikamaru really should just be the Hokage. Like, no disrespect to Naruto, but like, this man has the most strategies. Like, you would get the most out of your military force by having Shikamaru behind the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they do. However, he doesn't have the same level of charisma as Naruto. Yeah. And that's just what it comes down to at the end. Is like Naruto has so much more charisma. He, fought tooth and nail to get to where he's at. Shikamaru literally has been by his side, so like Shikamaru can vouch. And Shikamaru even admits, and I think the pretty much the light novels, that if anything, we need to keep Naruto as innocent as possible. And if there's anything that needs to be done in the dark, that's my task and Sasuke's task.
Yep.
Respectable.
Yeah. It's like, damn, okay. That's respect.
Fact.
Do you guys have anyone else who... Because I know we've been talking about like a lot of the main stuff, but maybe something from a different, maybe not as popular, I guess I should say popular anime that there's a main character that should have been main? Or not a main character, so someone that should have been the main character that wasn't.
Have you guys seen The Pet Girl of Sakura So?
I have not.
Basically, it's about this guy who's... It's about like liberal arts students who go to this like college, and then there's this girl who's heavily implied to like have autism, but she's like a savant when it comes to like art and doing and like creating stuff. I think she's like a savant when it comes to like manga or something. I forget. But she's so good at what she does that it makes everyone else around her have like an inferiority complex. But she doesn't realize that's what's going on. But she's the main love interest for the main character. I think, personally, that his like childhood friend was a bigger contender for love interest. Because she was supportive, like she actually understood. Because half of the plot was just like trying to make this person more social or like understand them. While... I don't know. They just had better chemistry overall. And she kind of decides to abort her confession last minute. And I'm pretty sure it's because she knew it was too late for her. But she, like, her whole character arc was like, I'm going to follow you, this and that. I'm going to get the confidence to do it. And then she was just like, I missed my shot. And it's so good. But she just, like, decided, she was like, you know what? I know it's not going to be me. And I was like, that was graceful, but that was really sad to look at.
Damn.
That sounds like pain.
Yeah, right? Goodness gracious.
Oh, God. The cats. No!
This man and the cats.
The man and the cats.
Dead.
I guess the cats want to be the main character, huh?
It should have been.
Take the spotlight real quick.
Mine.
Yo, hold on. On some real, they did it in my relationship. My girlfriend will come over to pet the cats, and then she'll leave. I'm like, can I have a hug? She's like, oh, well, COVID. I was like, damn.
With the cats.
You gonna go pet a cat, but not hug me? Oh.
She laughs at me. She always gives me the hugs, but damn.
Yo, that's salty. I'll be salty as
You
shit.
ever had to fight for attention from 2 cats?
You know
They're
what?
small and soft, bro.
I ain't gonna
How am I
front.
supposed to compete?
As a person in a household with 3 cats, I don't have to fight for any sort of attention because they usually pick me over my girlfriend.
No. The cats pick me. She picks the cat.
That's
Talk
right.
about a love triangle.
That's it.
Hey, yo.
Ooh.
That was
Yo.
good. Yeah.
That's a wild draw.
Shit.
If I had to pick another one,
Mm-hmm.
because I just have it in my head, I would have to say from Hunter x Hunter. And I know he's probably already like one of the main pro tags, but I really would want to see like a strictly focused on storyline from Killua.
Okay.
And I liked his whole background and his story because I feel like they go into it enough. But I think between going his dad and having like, following his dad's footsteps and everything like that, that's okay. But if I was able to actually see like Killua going through like his household treatment and like getting that whole entire process of getting his mind jacked up by his brother and then going and meeting up with Gon and everybody like that and like trying to like make sure he's like the strongest within somebody like around his age, because that's the main reason why he follows Gon so much, because he's like, yo, there's somebody that's almost the same age as me and like is really able to toss hands at a different level.
True.
So I think that would be really interesting in following him, and plus his whole like development, especially the way he even like gives love to his sister. I always felt like that was like really adorable. It's really adorable.
That's true.
So
I got one for you. If we talk Hunter x Hunter, actually 2, and I'll condense them. I feel like if we were to ever like pick a different cast of characters to follow, I'd follow the Phantom Troop. They're so interesting.
True.
Yes.
True.
If I had to choose like characters, it'd be Crow Lucifer, because like, come on.
Yeah.
He's a boss. Like having someone come from a place where like he technically doesn't exist, or there's no written record of his existence, and just like the world doesn't care for me. I'm gonna create this group of people that literally only care for each other and do whatever we want, and see him grow as like, because he had character development, because he was like, I'm just a piece of the puzzle. No one cares about me. And then it's just like, oh no, people actually do care about you. People love each other, and that's what camaraderie is. To see him grow as like a leader despite being a terror to the world would be interesting. Or I'd love to see Hisoka literally just like murking people. I would love to see because here's the thing though. Take away the creep factor from Hisoka.
You can't.
Nah, bro. Like, keep him away from Gon. Keep him away from Killua. The man, that man's like pure Black Force energy. Do you guys remember in the first arc? Do you remember in the first arc? I'm gonna keep this quick. When Netero was like, all right, who do you want to fight? Who don't you want to fight? And he was like, this and that. But if you talking real, looked my man right in the face and was like, I'm trying to fight you. The strongest like hunter we've seen thus far in the point of the series.
He did say
and he was like, I'm trying to murk you right now. Like, but Netero was just like, you're not ready for this.
Yo, Netero calmly was like, come on, man. Like, let's don't.
He didn't even look at him. He was like, that's interesting. That's
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The fact that he's literally actively hunting people, and he's just like, you're strong. You're strong. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take you out. Like, that'd be interesting to understand why he finds, like, why his reason for living is just fighting.
Mm.
I like it.
I like it. You know what? Yeah, I'd probably read that.
I would not want to watch him though. I'm gonna keep it a sec.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. I ain't watching it.
I don't know. That man's magnificent when he fights. That man is,
he is really like genius level strategy.
Do we read the Hunter x Hunter manga?
I know what happened, so I know what you're gonna say.
Okay, so spoiler alert for whoever.
Spoiler. He
does get that fight with Crollo, and Crollo cheats. Straight up cheats. Because he knew he wasn't gonna win 1-on-1. So he like basically sets up this whole elaborate trap to kill Hisoka. And Hisoka dies. But then Hisoka also cheats and revives himself and just like, you got me, sport. Catch me literally comes back to life. Everyone is just like, yo, what are you doing? And even the one troop Machi is just like, okay, you had your fight with the boss. Like, it's cool, let it go. He's like, yeah, I had my fight. That was a close call. I almost died. Y'all won't catch me on a rematch, though. And y'all not gonna scheme me like you did last time and kills 2 of the troop members right there just to get Crow to come back out. I was like, yo, he's done playing games. Because beforehand, he was like, this is fun. And now he's like, you did me dirty. I'ma hunt you now. And they're, like, the troop is sweating. Because they're like, he came back. He's stronger. And they're like, yo, we all have to hunt for him because he's gonna kill us all. And he just like, yeah, no, y'all not catching me. I want to see the end of this arc where he actually like murks the Phantom Troop.
Damn, yeah. You know what? When you put it like that, yeah, that kind of makes me want to see it too.
Yeah, I do want to see that fight. I'm not gonna lie. I just want to see that drawing. The hands. That's what's really most appealing to me. But
it's nasty. It's nasty.
I just can't get past that, man. That shit bothers the hell out of me, bro. And I could never support him.
He gets off on a good fight.
The moment the boy said "swing" in the anime, bro, I was like, "Yo, we can show this." Cause they had the golden balls and everything. I was like, "Come on, y'all."
Yo, that's a facepalm moment. That's just like, oh god, why?
This is what we're doing.
Why are we here?
I don't like it.
I don't like it here.
I don't know. Can I go
home? Oh yeah, definitely like that. I think, man, yeah. So like, with all of these characters that we mentioned, I guess one thing that kind of, I guess it sticks out to me is like, do we enjoy more? And this can just be like, you know, from your own personal experience, because like I know it's not gonna apply to everyone, but like, do we enjoy more when it is solely one main character, and or do we like it more if there's like a host of possible protagonists?
As you said in the last episode, I'm actually a really big fan of the interconnection, like, host of protagonists, like having do-ra-ra-ra. I like that a lot. Because following one character is cool, but then, like, if they do some dumb stuff... So here's my thing. You can have, like, Naruto, and it's interesting, because, like, I'm with him all the way, he's right. I love following Luffy, but when you have a cast of characters where they all can shine and develop and still be relatively equal to each other, I think that's great. Because if one character is doing something dumb, you can just be like, okay, well, this character's going to have the spotlight real quick.
Yep, and I agree with that 110% because when I think about having a host of characters, I instantly think about Haiku.
Yes.
And the way they go about showing these developments between their faults and their histories and why this is so intense for them in that specific moment and why they deserve that shine, I feel like it just makes the show so much more complete because then it shows that it's not just about one person, and it never should be just about one person because no matter what, you're going to need other people around you at some point blank period. So when you're able to see those stories manifest, you're able to connect and latch on to different people and be like, hey, someone like me is getting shine too. And I think that's what I really like to connect with most about certain things like that. And like maybe it's even bigger than that. Maybe you connect with everybody to some point and you're like, oh wow, I really love that about that character. I didn't know they had that. And I think that when you have like such a group of characters that you're able to do that with and able to expand the world being for what it is and making more people more humanized, it really gives a chance to be able to see how beautiful the world really is.
I agree wholeheartedly because like my thing is I definitely love it where it actually is difficult for me to figure out who the actual protagonist is because there's like a whole bevy of people that can be like that sole person, but they themselves believe like, no, this is also like my life journey. This is my life journey. And whether it's like, yo, maybe we're on a team working together or it's like where it's just somehow connected, whether it be through school or some sort of activity or whatever is happening in that world, connected in that way is like, well, we're doing this thing either together or separately down our own paths and we just intersect with one another is like I want to see that. I want to see their lives. I want to see them grow each and every step of the way. And I love it when, animes and the creators, put us into their mindsets, into their lives, and just watch them grow. Because, like, it's so fucking rewarding. Growth is so rewarding. And when you get to see it in a character that you like, it also helps you believe that you too can grow.
Yep, exactly.
So, before we end it, any final thoughts, questions, comments?
I don't think there's anything you can really say other than, like, some of these characters have a lot of good qualities that they should have been made.
That's fair, yo. Yeah, should have been made.
It should have been made.
That's why, like, AUs exist,
Yes.
That's honestly why it's like, wow. Or that's why, like, fan theories or headcanon exists.
True. Headcanon, fan theories, all the fanfics and stuff out there. Shout out to some of you guys who, you make some good stuff out there. And hey, some of you can keep working, and it's fine. but in all, with all due respect, it actually is like, yo, just shout out. You're giving your character some love, and that's what it is at the end of the day. I guess my last comment would honestly be something is very cheesy, but I just want each and everyone out there to remember that, yeah, someone should have been the main character, or someone else is the main character, right? Currently. But I just want you all to know that at the end of the day, you are the protagonist of your story. Don't worry. Don't be used as a plot device, but use everything else around you to grow. Take control of it. Of course. You got it. You're a protagonist. Wake up with that main character energy and go do your thing. And I think because we started the show on a goofy note, I think we'll end things pretty quickly too. So I just want to say thanks for vibing with us. Be sure to follow us on at Zenkai Station. That's Zenkai Station on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and as well ZenkaiStation@gmail.com for any questions, comments, concerns, or possible topics you would like to see, or hear from us next. With that, we're signing off from Zenkai. Much love. Remember, you're the protagonist of your story. Peace.
I bid you adieu.
One.